Common Sense Stir. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And today I have had the pleasure to bring to you Fanny Veliz. She is this amazing powerhouse woman who does everything. I'm so excited to have her here. She's an actress, she's a filmmaker, and now she is a boss. She runs her own company, not to mention she's a single mom, 2 kids, but yet she is out there making a difference in the Latino community, making a difference in Hollywood for Latinos, and I am proud to introduce to you Fanny. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I'm gonna take you around with me so you can introduce me.
My pleasure. So I want to start with your beginning.
I'm from Venezuela. Actually, I was born in the States, so it's like I'm an American, kind of a fluke. My parents were going to LSU, so I was born, and then, you know, we went back to Venezuela. I grew up there, but I was always an American citizen, and came back for college, and I've been here ever since.
Where did you go to college?
University of Colorado at Denver.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so when you finished college, you said, I'm going to Hollywood?
I was, you know, in a community theater in Venezuela. I've been acting since I'm 3. That was in my blood. I've always wanted to be a performer. So I went to school, I went to college, and I studied acting and directing. And I found even in college that I wouldn't get cast in the plays that we had to put up every semester, and I was like, I don't understand why. I know that I'm a strong actor.
So your dean had a conversation with you.
The dean of my college said, you know, if you want to act, you should probably go to the Latino theater company in town. And that really upset me because I'm paying them to educate me, and I know that I'm capable of being in this place. But, you know, I went to the Latino theater company. It's called Centros de Teatro. It's actually one of the oldest Latino theater companies in the country. And I found my home. I did a lot of plays there while I continued my education. I also found one of the college professors. She was Latina. She's like the only Latina in town, it felt like, at that time. And she really encouraged me to start writing and directing and producing my own content. So I created my own theater piece under her guidance, and then I got the bug. I was like, oh, wait, so I don't have to wait for anybody to cast me? I can just do this and start creating. So I started that in Denver, and then I moved here because I wanted to be a professional actress. And of course, when I got here, I noticed that problem about being a Latina
Was
problem,
bigger.
right? Yeah, it was magnified. It's not a problem, right? But that's how it's perceived. Most of the roles I got were the stereotypes, very few lines. And then the more actors that I met from our community, they all had the same issue, except for the lucky few. I mean, it's a very difficult business anyway for anybody. We all know there are way more actors than parts. But if you're a person of color, if you're a woman, if you're a Latino, it just seems like, you know, the roles keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and there are fewer and fewer roles. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna write and direct and produce, you know, whatever it takes. It wasn't like this is what I wanted to do. It was more like out of necessity. Not just for me, but because I wanted to create parts for other actors that I knew who were very talented, and they were not acting. They were not getting any jobs. So that's how I started, like 15 years ago. And I did a lot of short films. They were very successful. I won a bunch of awards at major film festivals, but I could never get funding for any of my movies. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do a feature film. I've made enough short films. I've made enough of a name for myself. So that's how I created Homebound. About 5 years ago, it was my first feature. I went to shop it around to studios and production companies, but they would tell me, listen, this is a great script. We love your package, but there's no audience out there for a film that stars Latinos, like a Latino family. Maybe you want to do it in Spanish, maybe do it about the border. That's all fine, but that's just not who I am. That is not the life experience. I don't want people to see us in this myopic way. So I decided to do a Kickstarter campaign. Back then it was kind of new, especially in our community. Like, we didn't know what Kickstarter.
That's kind of how I connected with you, because I saw that. I was like, wait a minute, there's a Latina doing this? We need to back her up.
Yeah.
It is foreign.
It is.
I've been in this business over 30 years, more. But to see somebody getting out there and doing and just going for it is like a unicorn. It's like seeing a unicorn. Everything that you discussed, all the challenges that Latinos go through in this business, every Latino has that story of it's difficult here, you can't get in the door, and then when you go to pitch stuff, they say, well, there's not an audience, and that's
Yeah.
they just don't know how to tap into that audience.
Exactly.
And so it's not in their wheelhouse. It's not something they're comfortable with. They'll wait till somebody else does it, make it successful, and then they'll go, okay, we'll do some replications of that.
They already have our money. Latinos spend the most money
Right,
in
but-
movies. So we need to, as a community, start.
But we don't support our own projects. We go and see Furious 5 and we make that mega successful. The Latino community is what made Furious 5 the movie it is.
Yeah.
Because they went out there and put their dollars, and now they're getting ready to do Furious 5 27.
Yeah.
But as far as Latino projects, unfortunately, you have a lot of Latinos that go, I don't want to go see that. I want to go see that. I want to go see it. I want to go see Furious 5. I want to go see whatever the hot movie is. You want to assimilate. There's shame to being Latino. Unless you were raised that way to go, I'm Latino and I'm proud of it,
Yeah.
you're going to go, I don't really want to go see that. I'm going to go see this. So I understand. So I say all this to say I totally get it on all sides, but the fact that you did not let it stop you and say, I'm going for this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it. And you did figure it out. Now I give it back to you.
Thank you. Well, there's something being said about, Latino movies, right? Like, I don't want to go see a Latino movie. I want to go see a movie that's a great movie with a great storyline that happens to be that the leads are Latino or whatever. I want inclusion. I want diversity. I think that's why people get turned off. All these attempts to make Latino films by people, first, who are not Latino, or who just, they're poorly made, or, they have stereotypes. So we have this stigma. And we also, like you said, we don't want to be the other. We want to be Americans too. But being Latino and being American, they're not, mutually exclusive. I am proud to be Latina, but I am proud to be an American, I created this film with a lot of people. Of course, it was about the whole community coming behind this movie, and it was magical.
So tell the name of the movie again
It's
and
called-
what it is.
It's called Homebound. You can watch it on Amazon, iTunes. Stars Enrique Castillo and Julia Vera, who I know you know. I just set out to make a film about a family, about finding home, about reconnecting with what really matters, right? Family, love, friendship. Takes place in Texas.
And did you shoot it in
We
Texas?
shot it in Texas
Wow.
in a very small town. It was beautiful. Like, the whole time would come, and they were extras. They gave us free locations. People would show up on set with food. The last day of filming, this was before drones, this guy said, hey, I have a crop duster. Do you want to use it for your shots? So we actually had aerial shots in this
Wow.
movie. It was amazing. It turned out to be amazing. And we raised the money, most of it through crowdfunding, the rest through studio of mom and dad. My parents helped me finish it. And then we finished the movie. It took a long time because it's very costly. But the whole time I was crowdfunding, people were extremely supportive. So the community does want to support filmmakers, because I'm an example of that. So we made this film, and I was ready to take it out to the festivals, and nobody would take it. No festival would touch it, no general market festival. And I was like, oh my God, here we go again. I really don't understand. It's a very good film. It has a lot of heart. It has already fans that want to see it, but no festival would touch it except the Latino festivals. But I really wanted it to go beyond our community. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do crowdfunding again. There's another platform called Tugg, T-U-G-G.
Yeah, which you took your film off through.
Yeah, so it allows people to request a film at their local movie theater. So I said, okay, let's do this. I put the movie on there.
So a little bit more about
Yeah.
Tugg is that, first of all, as an independent filmmaker, you don't have to wait to get your film distributed. You can go through Tugg. Let's say it's a 100-seater and you sell 60 tickets for that movie by a certain date. They will allow you to screen the movie in that theater. If you do very well in there and you sell out, they will allow you to have a week's run. So they give you the opportunity that nobody else is giving you, which is fantastic that you used it. Go ahead. I just wanted to, because that is it's an incredible resource for filmmakers.
Yeah, it's crowdfunding. It's the same thing. It's crowdsourcing. So once again, we went out to the community and said, okay, we helped us make this movie. It's very good. We cannot get it distributed for some reason. If you want to see it, request it at your local movie theater.
You may not know the importance of being able to put your movie into a theater, but just as a regular filmmaker, if you wanted to put your movie into the AMC theater, you would have to dish out $20,000 just for the week, and that's not including a copy of your film, which runs about maybe $5,000, then $20,000 to run it, and then you have to pay for marketing. So it's very expensive for a filmmaker to do that, and the fact that you were able to do it is outstanding. I applaud you, because, girl, I know what it takes to do that stuff. Go ahead. Now I'll let you go back to what you did.
Yeah, it was extremely difficult, but we had 12 screenings around the country, and then colleges started hearing about the film, so we had another 12 screenings at colleges, and then from this, somebody came to see the movie, and I was able to get it distributed in a few, chains. And it's now on television in North and South America, and it's also on Amazon and iTunes and all that. It was a labor of love.
What was your budget?
$30,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot when it's you.
Yeah, it's a lot for one person. But then another 30 to finish it, for post.
Right.
And then probably like 10,000 more for distribution.
This is huge. This is to be celebrated. I want you to know this is huge.
I get it.
It is huge.
Well, the only reason why I say it wasn't a lot of money, cash, but our budget literally was about $500,000, because the community came together. Like, if I had to pay for locations, for food, even the editor, he worked for very little because he really believed in the project. We got free music. We got, people were throwing fundraisers at their house, to benefit the film. Because what I said was like, listen, all I want is to make a movie about a Latino family without stereotypes. That was my entire promise. People didn't even know what the movie was about. That idea was so revolutionary, that so disruptive, right? That people got behind it. So yes, money-wise, we spent, it's a lot of money for one person, but films cost a lot more than that. But we got so much for free. I'm telling you, like, the nuns in the town showed up one day to set, and they're like, we're gonna feed you. We got free RVs. There's a wedding scene. We got the free dress and free tuxedo and the dresses for everybody else. Like, it was amazing. And then for post too, like, we got a lot of free stuff because people really truly believed, in the project and what it stood for.
So Fanny is a big believer of resourcefulness. Yeah. You don't always have to have the resources, but when you have resourcefulness in you, you will find a way to make things happen.
And we have the power of the community. That's the resource, the community.
Yes, but you pulled it together. So I just want to, yes, we have a community, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's important, but not everybody knows how to tap into community.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had a gift of tapping into community and saying, hey, help me. Everybody doesn't ask for help, first of all, but you not only had a gift to do that, but you also figured it out in a way that it allowed you to create a business.
Yeah, that's where the business came from. Because we were so successful in doing this, other filmmakers who are also working on their projects, but they're kind of like, how do I do this? They were coming to me, and I was helping them out on the side, while I was still raising the kids and having 20 jobs. You know how it is.
I want to talk about you as a single mom in Hollywood, pursuing your acting, pursuing your filmmaking, and raising 2 children.
Well, I'm blessed that my parents were extremely supportive.
They live here?
They moved. As soon as my son turned 18, they're like, okay, bye. But they were extremely involved. There was a period of time where I was here by myself with the kids, just me. And I just had this faith you know, that I've been working so hard and I have integrity, like things are gonna turn out. Like I'm really committed to making an impact in this industry. And I feel I just really trust it, and I just took it one day at a time. So it would be like waking up at 6, taking them to school, coming back, looking for independent jobs that I could do while they were at school, going to my auditions, luckily booking commercials, thank God, that really helped. And yeah, it was a little insane when I was by myself. I have a partner now that's extremely involved, and that's been very helpful. But to me, my commitment was so big that I just knew I was going to be okay, because it wasn't about me, right? It was about my kids, your kids, our community, the kids growing up and seeing people that look like them on the big screen, doing good things, not just the stereotypes. Like that, I wake up every day and I say, what can I do today to help transform the way, we're portrayed? What can I do today? Now, if we all do that as a community, if we all take action, we're gonna make a change. Like I know it in my heart. If I, by myself, have been able to activate so many people, imagine, and what you're doing is great too, So everybody who's watching this video says to themselves, what can I do today to make a change? It's gonna get transformed. Because why? First, we are plurality in Hollywood. There are more Latinos than anybody else in this city. Second, we are the largest minority. Third, we spend the most money on films and television than any other group. We also consume the most social media. So we have all the tools. It's just a matter of knowing that, and saying, I'm going to do this.